All right, one more acceleration. Wow. Hey guys, it's Glenn from glenscarcollection.com, and today we're driving the 2020 Lexus RCF Track Edition. All right guys, we're in the Track Edition, one of 50 made. I have the specs right here directly from Lexus. This is a press car, so it's powered just like the RCF, and we've done a complete video of that, so I won't repeat the same things in this video. I'll watch this video all the way through. I'll link the RCF review at the end, and then you can see the differences in the car. So this is powered by same engine, 5-liter naturally aspirated V8, a little more horsepower, 472 horsepower, 394 foot-pounds of torque, 8-speed sport direct shift automatic transmission. Gas mileage 16 city, 24 highway, 19 combined. MSRP $102,085. Just rounded to 102, but 102.85. So according to Lexus, 0 to 60 in 3.96 seconds. Now this has a limited slip differential, 3.13 final drive ratio, F adaptive variable suspension, and then you have all the Lexus features. You have the carbon fiber hood and roof, so you actually have some downforce here. You have carbon fiber aerodynamics, which is the front splitter, the rocker panel splitters, rear diffuser, and the fixed rear wing. All right, so why don't we take it for a spin? All right, guys, let's take it out for a drive. All right, so I put it in Sport Plus manual mode. And as you can tell, it's a pretty bumpy ride in here. Now, this road is pretty bumpy to begin with, but Sport Plus is a pretty jarring ride. Now, my first impression of the interior, I mean, hey, it's a Lexus. This interior is gorgeous. It reminds me very similar to the LC500. We've reviewed the LC500, both the V8 and the hybrid version. Handling is pretty good. This car actually has downforce. It's 55 or 121 pounds lighter than the RCF, depending on the year. I believe it's about 121 pounds lighter than the 2019 RCF, but only about 55 pounds lighter than the 2020 RCF. It sounds good. You definitely hear that V8, and I love Lexus makes great 5-liter V8s, great normally aspirated V8s. All right, so we're gonna go on our little drive here, and let's do it. Let's give it a little acceleration. All right. All right. So, acceleration was very good there. Lexus claims under 4 seconds. It did feel like that. It's a cold morning, so it is fighting for traction a little bit. We got to get some heat in these 4S tires. Car sounds great. Ride's a little stiffer, so we'll take it out of Sport Plus. Now we're in Eco mode. Oh, don't go in Eco mode. And I still notice that the ride is pretty stiff. We'll drive in, I guess, the lamest mode for a second here. That is Eco mode and softest suspension. So the suspension is still kind of hard. You can still hear, I don't notice a huge difference in the modes. All right, so we're gonna go back to Sport Plus. We'll take the bumpier ride because, hey, we want to have some fun, right? So this, it handles the turns pretty well. The interior seems like everyday Lexus to me. These seats are very comfortable. They're gorgeous. I love the feel of the steering wheel. I love the thick steering wheel. Could use a little bit more feel in the steering. The car doesn't appear to me super nimble. It seems like I can place it where I want to be, but it seems like I move the wheel a little bit before it starts turning. We have some big brakes, so let's test that out here. Yep, car stops, everything went flying. All right, so the brakes are pretty good. All right, so let's do a little acceleration here. All right, so we did have some power there. Nothing like a naturally aspirated V8. Sounds amazing. All right, so what do I like about the car? What I just said, the naturally aspirated V8, you got plenty of power in your right foot. Again, I love that it's naturally aspirated, not turbocharged. I love V8 engines. Love this interior. This interior is to die for. So I've driven a lot of GT3s lately. This is not, this is probably a capable track car, but I wouldn't consider it a track car. You're driving a GT3 and you're like, you know, it's very stiff. You feel like you're in a race car. Here, you're driving it and you feel like you're in a Lexus, except for the stiff ride. That's probably the only difference, the biggest difference between this and the RCF anyway. And it's definitely a sports car. Is it worth the money? Well, I love limited production cars, so I love the fact that there's only 50 of these. I would love to have one. I would like to see some different paint colors. I'd love to see like the bright blue that they have, or the yellow of the RCF that I drove. And I think that would make this car a lot better than this gray color, but I know most people like grays, probably more than I do, and that's probably why this color was chosen. But you know, don't buy this thinking it's a track car. If you want a cool car to enjoy on the weekends, like you can almost daily drive this. I mean, if you could handle a stiff ride, this could be a daily driver because you have a Lexus everything else, and that may be exactly what you want. To me, I probably want a more hardcore version of this car, and for that reason, I probably wouldn't get it. It'd be cool to have a car that there's only 50 of them made, but if you're really looking for like a hardcore sports car, you may want to put your money somewhere else. Some other cool things are, and very Lexus-like, when I look back in the rearview mirror here, I see the wing. And it's definitely a cool car. You really have to decide whether it's worth the money for you, and you know, how that exclusivity, how important that is to you. Yeah, so on these back roads here, it's really in its element. So these roads are still kind of bumpy roads, and we're driving in Sport Plus, so we do have kind of a stiff suspension right now. But this is where you really want to exercise the road. I haven't found any tight turns to test the understeer, but these are the same exact roads we drove the RCF, and we had a blast on these roads too. So here's some S-turns, some elevation changes, and the car really, it's very stable. It's really like a German car for sure. All right, so we are in Sport Plus. There we go. And we're gonna make a U-turn here, turning radius. Not that great, but who cares? All right, let's go. Oops, somebody left debris in the road. All right. This sounds fantastic. Oh, I'm really enjoying this car. I found better roads. Do you need the Track Edition? No, not unless you want the exclusivity, but this car drives pretty well. This is a luxurious track car. Again, stiff ride, so try before you buy. If you're used to a regular Lexus that you use as your daily driver, you might think this one is a little too stiff. Here's some good roads. This car has a lot of grip. These 4S tires are excellent. It's a cold day. It's about 40 degrees, and we still have a ton of grip here. I don't feel, driving on these roads, you know, I'm driving carefully, so I don't feel any understeer or oversteer. And this car really does well on these kind of roads. It's in its element here. Now, on a long highway trip to get all the way up here, it's probably not going to be comfortable. But if comfort's in mind, you may you know, want to be looking for a different car. But this is way more, like I said, you know, way more comfortable than a say a GT3 or any of your, or GTR, Nissan GTR. I would say that this, you know, we're stuck behind the truck here. Definitely more comfortable than those cars. I would say stiffer than my M2 and my M2 competition. So again, you may want to try before you buy. All right, so now we're in sport mode. We're going to let the car shift for itself here. All right. first gear was good to 65 miles an hour, and that's pretty good. So the 8-speed shifts pretty quickly. Sport Plus is the way to drive these Lexuses. They, they're like, an old man's car. If you drive in eco mode or you drive in the normal mode, these cars really come alive in Sport Plus. Even the regular RC 350, I test drove that when I was looking for a daily driver, and I'm telling you, that car comes alive in Sport Plus, where it was kind of a dud in the regular modes. Probably if it was my money, I would just take the regular RCF. I can see certainly why you take this. This certainly will have a better resale value since they only sold 50. I don't know that they'll always be worth 100,000. I think they will depreciate, but they're not going to depreciate as much as an RCF. So if you like this kind of car, honestly, I would buy a used RCF, and I think you'll be all set. Thanks again for watching, guys. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you next time.